when we start thinking about goals, I think we get caught up in the idea that we have to completely overhaul our life. And as you said, if we can just start saying yes to some of the smaller pieces, we don't need to overhaul our life. We don't need to, back in the day when you could go to the gym, we don't need to go to the gym for 6 hours a day and do all the things. And we don't need to go to bed at 7 p.m. and get up at 3 a.m. to have a morning routine. And we don't need to drink 6 gallons of water and all those things. But we might need to set our alarm and say yes when it goes off, and not press snooze. And that first small win, that first accomplishment of a goal right out of the gate is monumental for then creating momentum for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's tip number one right there. If I were to give 3 tips today, say yes, and then what's next? And habit stack, right? You don't need to do all of the things. I think you've talked recently on your social about habit stacking. It's a powerful tool. One of the earliest habit stacks that I remember doing in my morning routine, when I started saying yes to this notion of choosing myself first in the morning, before email, before everything else, right? Before the Instagram, before the DMs, choosing myself, that was, okay, habit number one. I want to bring this new habit into my life. So, the first habit stack I ever did was, my old trigger was I'd get up and I'd have my coffee or my Energizer, whatever it is that you drink. So for me, it was coffee. I'd make my coffee and old Judi, pick up the phone and I'd scroll, right? And I replaced that habit with a new one. So my coffee became the trigger for my journal, for my morning routine, which is now a part of the Vibe and Thrive. It used to be in a notebook. Now we have it in the Vibe and Thrive planner, where I pour my coffee. Okay, that's trigger number one. That's habit number one, or get your energized, whatever it is. And then number two, I stacked it. Once I got that down, right? Get up, no snooze, number one. Then get the coffee or the energized, number two. And then number three, I have now made the trigger, instead of looking at email and reaching for my phone, I reach for my Vibe and Thrive morning routine. And I go through my I am power statements. And I ask myself, what am I most excited about today? What are my top 3 priorities in the day? What is one way I can practice self-love today? And have I scheduled it? And because I have this yes and mindset, what am I saying yes and to today? How am I going to say yes and to myself? And when you start, and now my coffee is a trigger for that. I get up, and everybody knows, I go into my quiet space, light a candle, and my coffee is the trigger. I stacked a habit, and then you can add another one and another one. But yeah, I think when you own your morning, you own your day. And when you own your days, you own your life. And so it really is the best gift I've given myself over the last 4 years, just really choosing myself and taking that time to go inside before I give to the outside.